Steve Nash has finally retired, and it's time to give your ode to Steve Nash, guys. In my opinion, he's the greatest point guard of our generation. Everything Joe Johnson and Amari Stoudemire have made in their lives, in their NBA careers, I think they owe personally to Steve Nash. Every NBA dollar and every NBA accolade that those two have earned, I think a direct correlation to their playing time with Steve Nash. What do you guys think about Steve Nash, and how would you guys rank him in our NBA today?
That's a great question, Justin. But before I answer your question, I have to talk about Steve Nash's beginnings. You talked about how Steve Nash made people. Amari Stoudemire, Joe Johnson. You could probably add the Matrix, Shawn Marion, Michael Finley when he was in Dallas, and even a little bit of Dirk Nowitzki. And even made Juwan Howard, a really good player when he was in Dallas. But I want to talk about the people who made Steve Nash. Before the three-headed dragon of Eric Bledsoe, Goran Dragic, and Isaiah Thomas, there was an original three-headed dragon, which was Steve Nash, of course, Jason Kidd, and the mayor of Sacramento right now, Kevin Johnson. That was a squad for the decades. Of course, Steve Nash didn't get to play a lot, but he got mentored by two great point guards. And what he learned was basketball IQ. I think Steve Nash probably has the best, not even probably, Steve Nash had the best basketball IQ of our era. Steve Nash's basketball IQ is personified through his field goal percentage. He didn't need to score 30 points, but he averaged almost 50% in his career from field goal range. Why did he average 50%? Because he took smart shots, and throughout his game, he facilitated. He knew his X's and O's, and he knew the ups and downs of the court, so he did it with his passing. He averaged a double-double 5 years. He's a two-time MVP. One of those MVPs is always in question. They say it should have went to Kobe, but I think it went to the rightful person. Been to the Western Conference Finals. Unfortunately, got beat by the Spurs. But Steve Nash is definitely the definition of basketball IQ. He knew who to pass it to. He knew who to make better. Steve Nash did all of this under Kevin Johnson and Jason Kidd, and then just flourished right after. So you definitely got to give credit to those 2 point guards who make Steve Nash.
There's no question Steve Nash is one of the greatest point guards of all time. There are many people who have not only benefited from his contributions to the game, both on and off the court, but if there's one person I know for sure who is thanking his lucky stars that he had the opportunity to coach Steve Nash, that is definitely Mike D'Antoni. Without Steve Nash, Mike D'Antoni would not have had the success he had in Phoenix, would not have been in a contention position for the job in both New York, with the Knicks, and the Los Angeles Lakers. So I think D'Antoni is one of the bigger recipients of Steve Nash's career. But I think the retirement of Steve Nash, and we can debate his credentials and his accolades, is that Steve Nash was a very relatable guy. He just came across as a common man for many people. And the idea that someone is, 6'3", only a buck 80, buck 90, born in South Africa, Canadian, was able to do all the moves he's been able to do. As we talked about Keon, he had to sit, ride the pine for a little bit, and really humble himself. And then he was able to be thrust into an opportunity in Dallas and Phoenix, where we saw the glory years, and the Lakers, where we didn't really get to see much of anything. But the contributions of Steve Nash, the person, speak a lot about him. And he's going to go down as one of those great players who never won a championship, never been in the finals. But when people make that list of greatest players who never did, Steve Nash's name is going to come up. And there's not going to be much reservation about how good of a player he was, but also how much of a person he was, and how much of he was a great ambassador to the game. No question, Steve Nash, one of the all-time greats.
To piggyback on some of the things that Justin, Keon, and Paul have all commented on regarding Steve Nash, one thing I'd like to say is that his services in the NBA will definitely be missed. Will I call him the greatest point guard of our generation? Well, no. Jason Kidd is up there with him. I personally feel like Gary Payton, even though he was drafted in 1990, played much of his career with us growing up in the 90s. And to me, Gary Payton is the greatest point guard of our generation. Steve Nash is probably the most unassuming point guard. Keon mentioned of Kevin Johnson, Jason Kidd, and Steve Nash. Similar to the three-headed horse of the 80s with Jeff Hornacek, Kevin Johnson, and Dan Marley, three-guard horse. Steve is probably the most unassuming MVP recipient, two-time back-to-back MVP recipient in NBA history, with Tim Duncan a close second going back-to-back in 02-03. Steve Nash, as Keon said, always took smart shots. The guy probably could have averaged 20 or more if he really would have put his mind to it, but that's just not his game. Steve Nash was a rarity in today's NBA, fossil really, in that he was a pure point like John Stockton before him. Steve always looked to set up his guys. He knew from a time his guy planted his foot, okay, get him the ball, or okay, it's been 10, 15 minutes in the game, and I haven't fed Amari, he's getting a little agitated, I got to get him the ball. I won't directly say that he made the careers of a Joe Johnson or an Amari Stoudemire, both great players in their own right. I would say that Joe underperformed in Atlanta, but that's a segment for another time. And Amari, I think Steve maximized Amari's capability in Phoenix. I will say to Paul's credit, though, that Steve Nash made Mike D'Antoni. Mike D'Antoni's offensive system no way would have worked without Steve Nash. And we've seen in stops in New York and LA since he's left Phoenix that you need not just any point guard, but you need a Steve Nash type to run that offensive system where, I mean, you're jacking up shots 4 to 5 seconds into a shot clock. Steve Nash knew how to run an offense, to Keon's point, was probably had the highest basketball IQ of any point guard in our generation. That says a lot. Steve Nash would definitely be missed. He was unassuming coming out of Canada by way of South Africa. His only D1 recruit offer was Santa Clara. When he came out in 1996, which is, looking back, a historic draft class, in the same breath as the 2003, to be more relevant to the times, but not many people thought much of Steve Nash, but throughout his career, his talent slowly but surely became more recognizable, more appreciated for what it was. Now looking back, him at 41 and finally calling it quits, the last of giants, really. What he did to the court, the mentality that I'm not going to be about mine, and it's so hard, especially now in today's NBA where these kids from AAU on have been told that they were the greatest, that they are the sole input that will decide a game or be the cause of us winning or losing. He always put himself in the backseat. What's better for the team? How can I make the team better? And it wasn't like a Rajon Rondo where I will sabotage Doc Rivers or Brad Stevens and your offensive schemes because I'm going to get my assists and I'm racking up my stats. But his assists were always fluid, just like his shots. The guy shot 50, 40, 90 4 times. No one else in the NBA has done it more than once, maybe twice. My remembrance of Steve Nash's legacy is that he's by far one of the greatest point guards of all time. Second greatest, third greatest, I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. Behind Jason Kidd and Gary Payton of our generation. And I'm going to miss watching him on the basketball court.
You guys were all able to bring back amazing tidbits, incredible facts, and great memories that displayed the benefit and brilliance of Steve Nash's effect on the court. He was an OG to the game, a direct extension of the coach, making sure that the offense did not rush anything and controlled everything for the offense. He reminds us of Oscar Robertson, John Stockton, Mark Jackson, Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, best pure point guards that we could all think of. And that was my argument, that he's the best pure point guard of our generation. He lacked some of the physicality of a Jason Kidd, or some of the people who came after him, Chris Paul or Darren Williams, and yet he was still able to dominate. As you all mentioned, it probably goes directly to his basketball IQ, and that's why I definitely think the next step for Steve Nash is coaching. It'd be good to see him go directly into it, seeing how he's probably taken the last 2 or 3 years off. I know the Lakers are happy to finally get him off the books. Unfortunately, Steve Nash never won a ring as a player, but hopefully he will win one as a coach. But like Chris Webber's Kings, the young and talented Warriors, or any other talented team that you could think of coming out of the West in the early 2000s, they just came up in the wrong time. They just played in the wrong era. They had to deal with the Kobe Bryant and Tim Duncan effect. So though Steve Nash never won a ring, he is arguably he is the best pure point guard of our generation, and he's arguably one of the best point guards of our generation.